Testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Shalom, shalom, beloved. Oh, yes. Hi. Hello. um, Someone said that the quality of the last video was really good, and that's true because I'm actually now recording from my new phone, which was a gift from a beautiful family that my family has known for many years. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is truly a blessing. I guess the sound must be better as well. The visual, so I thought, oh no, now you can see all my faults. I think for most of the videos that I've posted on YouTube, I don't have any makeup on or anything like that, and one can kind of hide behind sort of the the fact that the quality of the recording wasn't that good. But anyways, I mean, it's not like the face how Abba has made us. That's how we are supposed to be. That's how we are. So Abba, forgive me because I don't want to see this in vain. But it's just the human nature. It's like, no, you're gonna see all my faults, but that's okay. Because actually, I had this thought the other day when I was driving down the road. I saw this video on YouTube, yes, of a young woman who, her story was really quite sad, but she survived. I mean, I won't tell you the whole story, you can find it yourself, but was a young woman that she, her face is now completely, or was completely distorted, and from something that she did, and it was really sad, but I just, parents and people had commented about how beautiful she was before all that, and I thought of the fact that, that could happen to any of us, to anyone, as far as like anything could happen where our face or any part of our body is disfigured from one thing or another, an accident, something, and I thought of how we spend so much time being concerned with what we look like. It's human nature, I believe, but I thought about this. I thought, everyone is beautiful and everyone is not beautiful at the same time. Because here's the thing. If we could see the sin in each of our lives, like if it just appeared on our faces, like when we see people walking down the street, see people next to us, it would be something not beautiful, definitely disfiguring to see the sin. And all of us sin. It is written that all fall short of the glory of God, of the glory of Elohim, Hashem. And so I thought if we could each see each other for what's inside, it'd be pretty scary, really, really sad. But then I had this other thought of how, the beauty of Yeshua, the Messiah, that he came for us, for that, to make us like new, to be like him, to have that, we have that blessing if we put our faith in him, to receive his promise of being cleansed of those sins, and that in him we're beautiful, and he sees us beautifully, he sees us for the beauty of him in us. So yeah, I just had to share that. But okay, there's just so much I want to share, because that wasn't even what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about the Torah portion from this last Shabbat, because I haven't gotten to share about it, and I wanted to share about it, and I really hope that I'm looking, once again, I do hope I'm looking at the right circle. I have that one video where I was being silly and making an accent of some kind, and I honestly, though, in that video, even though I was being silly, I was serious about not knowing which circle to look at on the phone. And since this is a new phone, I don't even know which one's the right. There's this one, and there's that one. So I don't know which one I'm supposed to look at, but yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, okay, so this Torah portion was from Bereshit 37, from Genesis 37. Let's see, en español, Génesis 37. 37. Yeah, and I guess there was a lot. I really wanted to talk about it, and I know I don't want to make this a long video, so just to summarize, here, plane, helicopter. Basically, what I've read this, so many times. I've heard the story so many times. One about Joseph and his brothers that are envious, and the tunic, and how he gets shipped off, sold as a slave, as a servant. I've read it many times, but again, each time it's a little different. And this time, the Bible is so different when you look at each story as somehow applying to you and to the Messiah. It's like you see it so differently than any other time you've read it before. So again, it was a time where I saw this in my life. I applied it to my life and as well to the Messiah, Yeshua. And it just became something, wow, even more amazing than before. This is just the beginning of the story of Joseph from the first chapter. Like, for example, it talks about Joseph, it actually says how old he was at the beginning of this chapter, 17 years old. And I thought about when I was 17, what it was like. And I know many people, for some reason, think that I am, maybe not as much now, but a lot of people on my channel think that I'm a teenager. I actually, when I had started this channel, I was already, I don't know how old I was exactly, but I was I was already I was already a grown woman when I started the channel. But it's a blessing, though. I think it's really a blessing when someone thinks that I'm younger than I really am. I believe so, because we are supposed to be like children when we enter the kingdom of heaven, and it is a matter of the heart as well. And but yes, so I thought about going back to the story, though, how it says Joseph was 17, and when I was 17, I did have a major surgery, which I would say for sure it did, in fact, increase my faith, because I had to lean on Yeshua. I did almost die in the hospital. I know many of you know my story. I don't know if I posted my testimony or not, but many of you know that part of my story from that time. So when I was reading it this time, and it says he was 17, I thought, wow, I remember when I was 17. I remember what happened to me, and he was getting tested. I was tested at 17 tremendously in my faith. And you can either take something difficult or tragic in your life and look at it bitterly, or you can take it as an opportunity to lean into Hashem, for your faith to be strengthened. And so I'm really glad that Joseph, that he leaned in Hashem, and he found favor in the eyes of our King. Truly an amazing thing, truly beautiful thing. And he shares the dreams. In this chapter, Joseph talks about the dreams. I've mentioned this before. I do believe that God uses dreams even today to speak to us, to share things with us, to warn us. I also think that, sometimes our brains are just going off and we have weird dreams that are like nonsense, or maybe from some show or movie we saw. I believe that happens. But I do also believe that sometimes, supernaturally, Abba does use dreams to speak to us. And I have seen that with dreams that I've had that have really been warnings, or something to share with me, something for me to see, something beautiful too. I've had beautiful dreams. I've had dreams with my mother in them that have been beautiful. So I do believe he does that as well. But yes, so he has these dreams. His brothers are upset about it, and they sell him into slavery. But there's so much more. I'm just like going through little touches of things from a Hebraic perspective. I'm looking into the Hebrew too. There's some really interesting things that I found, and So perhaps in another video I'll get to share about it. But I also want to encourage you to take this so that if I do share with you some more on this, perhaps in the next video, I do want you to, if you haven't already, to study this so that we can go through it, together. It's really amazing, really awesome. The word is awesome. And I think I mentioned Torah, the phrase Torah portion earlier, and it crossed my mind actually too, that for many of you who watch this channel, you know what that is when I say that. But for those of you who don't, for those of you who are not aware of what I'm referring to, traditionally, in the synagogue, each week there is a part of the Torah that we read from that is set. And we go through it throughout the year. The Hebraic calendar is it goes by the moon. It's a lunar calendar, and we go through this as a Jewish person who believes that Yeshua is the Messiah. I like to, of course, I read the Torah, which is the Torah being, the meaning is instruction, and it is the 5 books of Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, which in Hebrew is Bereshit, Shemot, Vayikra, Bamidbar, Devarim. Interesting numbers. We say that in English, but in the Hebrew it's Bamidbar, in the desert, in the wilderness. But anyways, so we go through that, and then there's also the writings. So together, what in English is often called the Old Testament or Old Covenant is the Tanakh. So it's the 5 books of Moses and the writings and the prophets. And then I also read the Brit Chadashah, which is what's often known as starting from like Matthew to Revelations. And I know this. Oh wow! There's also there's this controversy about, well, are there some things in the Brit Chadashah that doesn't apply to us because it says this and this and this about the Tanakh or the Torah. Listen, you have to understand that we have books in the Brit Chadashah that there were some writings for Jewish people, there were some that were for people who were coming from a pagan background. We've got different writings for, also the context is something to understand as well. So whenever you come across something that's in the Word that you think, well, that doesn't seem like that should be in there, there's a reason why it's there. There's a reason why it's there. It takes some more study, some more understanding, some prayer for wisdom. But because I don't have all the answers, I don't know. As I've said before, I just love the Word, and I love to share what I learn, and I love to hear what others learn. I am an open to hear and to learn, and that's really, I never imagined that so many people would be listening and watching this channel. So that's been another thing. Baruch Hashem. I saw the other day it reached more than 4,000 subscribers, and I just never imagined that. So Baruch Hashem. Thank you to all of you. And again, if you want to support the ministry, you can donate by PayPal. There's the button on the top right corner of my channel, the blue button. And I have a book as well called The Open Door to My Soul. It's for sale on Amazon, Amazon.com, and you can find it under The Open Door to My Soul. It's got a little picture of a little horse. It is a fictional book based on some things that really happened in history. The main character is a young Jewish woman in Yemen, and there are horses, yes, involved in that book. So, it's really, I think it's a great book for youth, but any age can read it, but it is intended to be a sweet, simple, short book for the young person. And I have music on shemamusic.com. You can purchase music, CD albums, as well as music to download. But I will say, I mean, some of that music is from some time ago. And the good news is, the beautiful news is that right now as we speak, well, not right now because it's not, I'm talking to you, but during this time, this season, I have been having some music being recorded, and I'm really excited about it because a new CD is on the way then. And so thank you for that, for those of you who have already donated for that project. I'm excited because I do believe there will be some, well, I know there's going to be some music that has been some favorites from people from when I've gone places to sing and had not been recorded yet. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, this video is already really long. So I got my Bible out here. Some of you have asked about what this as well. This is not the only Bible that I have. It's just that this one's got the Hebrew on one side and the English on the other. I have, actually I have quite a few other Bibles. So anyways, we'll have to talk. I'll share some more soon. Again, happy Hanukkah. I love you all so much, and Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. I love you all so much. Bye-bye.